Hello there, world of tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be playing in the German TD the Borsig. This is a Tier 8 German tech tree tank destroyer, and it's a vehicle that features a very high alpha, pretty solid mobility, and an incredibly good camouflage rating. When you pair all these things together, it creates a tank destroyer that is incredibly sneaky, able to snap shells into its opponents, back in the cover before you're even able to notice, and do it all over again. Now, the Borsig is known for its awful accuracy. Even with refined gun, we are sitting at 0.375 dispersion. That's actually awful. But this vehicle features reticle calibration, which means that your gun is going to be 40% more accurate on aiming time and dispersion. So realistically, with refined gun and pairing that with reticle calibration, the Borsig should actually be a fairly dangerous vehicle in terms of accuracy. But there's only one way to find out, and that's by heading into some gameplay. I'm quite excited to see how this actually does work out because, as I said, the Borsig is one of those tanks that normally just features such an inaccurate gun. And I always find it weird because the ISU 152 is better in almost every way, and yet the ISU also has more DPM and better accuracy. I've never really understood that. Personally, I think this tank should be a bit more accurate, especially when Wargaming keeps on nerfing the alpha. But I guess giving it reticle calibration was their buff. And we're going to see how this actually ends up working out. Up against us, we have an ML1, VK168. Okay, not too bad at all. Alright. Well, personally, I don't really like heading over towards base A. I feel like you get caught out in the open a lot going over there, especially in a vehicle like this. It's just not a great play. So we're actually going to head over towards base C, where our Centurion is, and we are going to take this spot right here. Now, it appears that our Centurion has not spotted anybody, but that doesn't mean the enemy team isn't going to be going here. It's very possible they can roll around this corner. There you go. In fact, we were correct. So if we sit right here, it's possible the enemy team will make a play. But you never know. Ooh, we have the Emil 1 playing a bit aggressive here. Come on, Emil, you know you want to. Ooh, my teammate's blocking, but there you go. 592 damaging shell into his tank, and just like that, I don't think he enjoyed our company. Alright, well, the Luva is going to pull up, and he does get a shell in. So is the T-44. We're going to back up and see if anybody makes a play. However, I highly doubt that is going to be the case, as it's not looking to be too good for the enemy team right now. Okay, well, at this point, I'm actually going to make a bit of an interesting maneuver. I'm just going to go for it. I mean, the enemy team is not really doing much at this point. And I feel like we can almost get away with making just a very, very aggressive play. Hooah! 546. Not only that, but it looks like I got hit with an APCR shell. I can't exactly tell. Yeah, that was APCR. I can see the shell marker. So, yeah, that actually ended up working out really, really well for us there. We're going to put on our adrenaline, and we're going to aim it on the 168 hatch, and oof. We did not high roll him, or really roll good at all, but we still nuked that 168 right in the turret. It is a great example of just how dangerous this vehicle can be when played properly. So we got the we had the T-71. Unfortunately for him, yeah, it didn't end up going too well. In 5 seconds, we'll have another shell, and we are going to aim it on the enemy Semovente. So here we go, in 3, 2, 1, bonk, 628. Just like that, we are up to 3,200 damage. This is a great example of why I've always rather enjoyed playing in the Borsig. Even though, on paper, it looks a lot worse than a vehicle like the ISU, for some reason I end up doing quite well in it. Alright, well, we get hit by the Skoda once, and I'm kind of hoping that he backs up and allows us to bonk him. However, the chances of that actually being the case are pretty dang rare. Yeah, unfortunately, he just died. But hey, that was a pretty fun game. Did reticle calibration actually help us there? Yeah, I would say it actually did. We were able to aim it on the VK168 lower plate and confirm that shell where it would have been maybe a 50-50. And we were also able to easily confirm the shot on the 168's hatch, allowing us to back up before he was able to shoot and actually bounce off the E75 TS upper plate. So overall, a pretty solid situation. Ideally, you want to use reticle calibration early on. And the reason why is because you'll get it back sooner. If you wait till halfway through the game to use reticle calibration, what's going to end up happening is you're going to have to wait till basically the battle's over to get it back. So I try to use it whenever I have the opportunity, and I think it will help me. But I obviously also don't use it when I don't need it. Like when that Emil poked out sideways, it was obviously going to pen him, so I didn't need to worry too much. I was tempted to put on reticle cali and fire an HE into his side, but with our T-44 kind of blocking, it was very hard to confirm that shot. I didn't want to risk it, so I just fired an AP. But it was still a pretty fun game overall. It really is a good example of why the Borsig is so dangerous, is because it's this mobile platform, it's a tiny tank, it features spall liner, so it's hard to kill with high explosive, and it's just nasty. It really is. I also just think the camo for this tank is absolutely fantastic. Wargaming did a great job on it. I wish tier 10s had more camos like this. Unfortunately, it's just the low tiers. So we have the T-34 too, but doesn't look like he's actually going to go to medium side, so I'm not going to bother to go over there. We are going to do almost a frontline maneuver here. We are going to kind of squeeze our tank right into the front. We're going to see if somebody makes an over-aggression and allows us to get a shell out. So let's keep on going up here. There's the Torn Von. There's the Skoda T-56. Let's put on our reticle calibration and bonk! There you go. It was a nice shot, and rather surprisingly, the Skoda actually loaded in a high explosive shell that fast, which is very surprising. I did not think he was going to do that. We have the Titan HN right in front of us, and bonk, 615 into his vehicle. Pretty good stuff, but we're already down to 440 health. So, I mean, yeah, we've bled them out, but we've also bled a lot of our health in the process, but we are still winning the trades, so I can't get too mad in this type of situation. We have the silencer off to the side, and, let's see. Skoda was very close to poking that. I'm just going to wait right here. I think ideally this is the best position I can sit in, and we might be able to get some... Oh, but we got the Progetto over here, and let's just track the Prog. He low rolls the first shot, which I was going to say gives me time to back up, but it looks like we're fine anyway. Alright, well, we're still alive. We are a one-shot now for the majority of the enemy team, but there's not much I can really do about that. I'd love to be able to poke that Torn Von, but I also don't trust this tank enough to do that. We're just gonna poke the Skoda. Oh, what was that? No, that was such a bad shot. I will admit to that one being bad. We might be dead here. In fact, it looks like we are dead. The silencer is just gonna YOLO us, and, well, not much I can do about that. What I'm gonna do right now is I'm going to put on my reticle calibration, snap that. Actually, that's not reticle cali, but, well, it was close enough. I don't know what else to do here. We didn't really play that aggressive. We just have a full health Type 57 doing nothing in mid, and we got the rest of our team camping behind, so, oh well. I messed up that one shot on the Skoda. I backed up just a little bit sooner than I should have, which obviously caused us to hit the shot into the wall, but oh well. At the end of the day, what can you expect the Borsig to do in this situation when your team falls apart? Well, rather unsurprisingly, this was a defeat. It's not the end of the world, and I don't think we could have done much to change that outcome. I did play very aggressive in the beginning, but honestly, if I hadn't of, this game would have been even a quicker loss, as I was distracting a lot of the enemy heavies. It's just rather unfortunate that, as I said, our Type 57 wasn't in the front line helping. Our Emil and T-77 didn't do too much either, so oh well. We still did over 2,000 damage, top in the team. If we didn't screw up that one shot, we would have been even higher at around 2,600, and we actually probably could have done a bit more, so little sad in that situation there, but not the biggest deal ever. Either way, this is the Borsig, and I think it's a super fun vehicle. Did reticle cali help me in that game? No, not really, to be honest. We didn't have the opportunity to use it. But, well, that's kind of expected. Either way, let me know what you guys think about this vehicle in the comments down below. Personally, I do think Wargaming should either buff its accuracy a bit or increase its alpha back up to 640 because of the fact it's got such poor DPM and dispersion. Either give it more DPM, give it something. I mean, it's a great tank and all, but I still feel like it has been kind of just pushed down and down with all the nerfs going to it. But either way, let me know what you guys think. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.